So, something extraordinarily shady is currently going on in the United States of America. This is happening yesterday and throughout the night, so last night, with new breaking news coming out pretty frequently and making the whole situation look weirder and weirder and weirder. Although I think I've got a pretty good idea as to what's actually happening here, but we'll get to that in a bit of a moment. So, The Onion, a supposedly satirical website, which we'll also get to in a second, wins Alex Jones' Infowars in bankruptcy auction. So Alex Jones, of course, a pretty well-known and major figure on the internet and runs Infowars. But after he was judged to pay, $1 billion in the Sandy Hook defamation trial, which was a whole thing in and of itself. See, here's the thing. My position on this is that Alex Jones probably did overstep, absolutely. And I do believe, in fact, that a defamation lawsuit was justified here. But $965 million, which I think at this point has ballooned to over $1.5 billion? No, that's absurd. That is insane. That puts Alex Jones' defamation lawsuit on comparable footing to, medical fraud or natural disasters, which is beyond absurd. Of course, even if this case has merit, which I do think it has, the judgment is batshit insane, and that's putting it rather mildly. And now that they have been forced off an auction, with Infowars essentially having been seized, The Onion buys it. Now, The Onion was once a purely satirical website, taking shots at the left and the right, presenting itself as political satire. These days, not so much. It is a purely left-wing site that only takes shots at the right exclusively. And they made an interesting little article. Here's why I decided to buy Infowars. So again, this is a satirical website here, right? And founded in 1999 on the heels of the Satanic Panic and growing steadily ever since, Infowars has distinguished itself as an invaluable tool for brainwashing and controlling the masses. With a shrewd mix of delusional paranoia and dubious anti-aging nutrition hacks, they strive to make life both scarier and longer for everyone, a commendable goal. They are a true unicorn, capable of simultaneously inspiring public support for billionaires and stoking outrage at an inept federal state that can assassinate JFK, but can't even put a man on a moon. Through it all, Infowars has shown an unswerving commitment to manufacturing anger and radicalizing the most vulnerable members of society. Values that resonate deeply with all of us, a global tetrahedron. Hiccups. So, as I said, The Onion's satire is not overburdened with subtleties. The idea is that it's supposed to be the deep state, the evil mega corporations and so on controlling everything, because that's just crazy. But hold on here, there's a little bit of a thing here, because The Onion wins Alex Jones' Infowars in bankruptcy auction. It's not strictly speaking entirely correct, you see. So the sale was halted, at least that was the last update I saw last night. Bankruptcy judge orders hearing on Infowars sale to satirical site The Onion at Alex Jones Challenger's auction. So the sale has now been halted at the moment until further hearings can be summoned. And the reason because of this is because, well, you see, The Onion did not have the highest bid. I thought that was the very definition of an auction, a sale to the highest bidder, so why didn't it happen? But said it was a better deal overall because some of the Sandy Hook families agreed to forego a portion of the sale proceeds to pay Jones' other creditors. So, The Onion does not bid the highest amount, but the victims of the Sandy Hook thingy-bob, they decided to forego a portion of their settlement to other claimants, thereby making it a better deal overall, supposedly. This was also changed in there, by the way. Rather suddenly. Was it here? Yes, told by U.S. bankruptcy Judge Christopher Lopez that Murray changed the auction process only days before deciding to not hold a round Wednesday where parties could outbid each other. Sealed bids were submitted last week, and the trustee chose only from those, Shishak said. So that's a bit weird, isn't it? The Onion seems to have been maneuvered into position to pick up Infowars. Now, I commented on this on Twitter because this is actually a rather brilliant move, in my opinion. The Onion buys Infowars, that's diabolically clever. The Onion was a parody site today, it's left-wing satire, which I repeat, by the way, is the harshest critique I can level against anything ever. This will take Alex Jones' brand and make it a parody of it. That is how you kill a brand. Not by making a martyr of it, but by making it a joke the left is learning. I fundamentally believe this. See, here's the thing. Alex Jones is right now a martyr on several levels. First and foremost, the judgment levied against him is insane. Everyone knows it's insane. What do you mean? You're charging him $1 billion? What? Does he have the ability to pay that? No, not even close. Then what's the point, goddammit? This is obviously absurd and is in essence just, well, certain elements, which can't be mentioned too loudly, seeing what they can get away with, in my opinion. But then, they also need to destroy Alex Jones as an individual. And how will you do this? Will you simply, I don't know, have his car have an unfortunate malfunction near a cliff or something? Not that I'm alleging anything, of course, but it has been known to happen. To enemies of the Clintons, for example. No, of course not, because now he's just a bigger martyr and people will start to ask a lot of uncomfortable questions. So how do you deal with a massive media personality like this? A huge brand, in fact. How do you make sure that somebody who has made it their entire job to spread their version of reality onto the internet irrelevant enough for you to be able to sweep them under the rug and never worry about them again? It's not by destroying them. It is by parodying them. It is by reducing them to a joke. But the problem is, the left can't meme, as we have seen countless times. The left cannot satire, and when it tries, it is the most painfully bludgeoning satire you have ever seen. Which, I mean, it's not just a stranger to subtlety, it exists in a different galaxy to it. It's not funny so much as its absolute absurdity, which normally I would argue has a fundamental place in humor, but the left continues to prove me incorrect on that matter, I do suppose. No. What you do is you take it and you mock it. You make it into a skin suit of itself. You reduce it to a puppet of the very thing it pretends to be, or how to put it, into a mockery, an undead abomination of what it once was. Yeah, that's more correct. Where you puppeteer its strings. You go like, oh, well, look at this. Infowars sounds crazy. And then you actually make Infowars sound crazy. You take the brand, you label all of it, you claim it for your own, you plaster it on the internet, and the majority of people, again, all politics is the 2% arguing about the 98, will then see that and go, what do you mean? What? This is the Alex Jones guy? This is Infowars? This is insane. This is crazy. And when you do that for long enough, that will become reality. The big lie is effective for a very good reason. There is also another agenda behind here as well. So ABC brass scrambles to bring in pro-Trump voices to The View and other shows in panic mode. There's been a lot of news going around recently that the legacy media is freaking out due to a massive drop in viewership numbers, as people were looking at them and going, hold on, you told us the Democrats were gonna win. They've been, well, poked in every single hole and displayed on national television. You lied to us, didn't you? Just like in 2016, which was of course also another massive blow to the credibility of the mainstream media. And so now they're panicking. Oh God, what are we gonna do? How can we get people back? Maybe we can maybe we can draw in some Trump people. Maybe we become the centrists again. Well, Taking a brand like Infowars might be a way to do just that. This could be a way of, in essence, getting two birds with one stone. It takes a brand that the right understands and likes, and then puppeteers it, hoping that people won't know the difference. The informed group will, but the uninformed masses will not. It might increase the clicks on The Onion. In fact, it's almost guaranteed to. I mean, I promise you right now, the leftists are masturbating to this. This will be an enormous win for The Onion, for the left, if it goes through, and will be a way to strike at the right very effectively with the public. Because again, I remind you here, the uninformed masses, the 98%, have no idea who Alex Jones is. They have no idea what Infowars is. And if you can then present them a poorly written satirical version of it and go like, look, this is how crazy it was, that's going to convince a lot of the uninformed masses. Yeah, you can say that, oh, yeah, people are cleverer than that. Are you entirely certain? This is, in essence, an excellent propaganda move, and they will now begin to undermine Alex Jones through his brand, his own brand, if they get away with it. They will ruin his legacy, his profile online, and once they have built the man down enough, well, then maybe we'll get back to talking about the cars and the sudden vertical drops. See, here's the thing as well. There's a final thing here. I am not over-attached to Infowars or Alex Jones. I view Alex Jones first and foremost as a comedic persona, really. And I view their style of content and their positions as, well, actually rather unironically radical, at the very least in comparison to my own. But it is still blatantly obvious that what is happening to them is an injustice. And when you then add in weird things, like The Onion being specifically selected for, despite not being the highest bidder, by trustees, are we supposed not to notice a bit of a strange pattern in all of this? This is the problem. You're trying to avoid making Alex Jones a martyr, and we'll see if you succeed, as again, this is a good move on behalf of certain forces, but it is also, I don't know, maybe this is another $1 billion settlement, where they are simply trying to see if they can somehow get away with this, if they can somehow pull a fast one on everyone and take a right-wing brand and turn it into a left-wing satirical one and have it work, and maybe even drive a profit whilst doing so. It's a chilling thought, but again, as I said, even though we looked at another crazy leftist yesterday, I want to remind you of that video that I did literally yesterday. If you haven't watched it, do watch it. It is the point of view of an unironic leftist. It is the honest opinions of a leftist. They hate you. They do not believe that any of your positions have any validity whatsoever. They are, as we've seen with Jonathan Hayth again and again, they simply do not understand your world view. They are diametrically opposed to you, and they will eventually learn. Just as we learn to play the game from them, they will come up with their own countermeasures. Do not discount the enemy just because they're losing right now. Remember, these people, they don't like you. Remember that the height of cancel culture was when they were in a dominant position, when they were safe and had all the levers of power within their grasp. If that is what they will do to you when you are no threat to them, imagine what they will do if they start thinking you're dangerous. And on that somber note, until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Till then, have a good day.